Okay, guys, in this video clip, I will show you the concept of the public, private, and protected. Guys, I will use the new package. I'll create it like a public, private, and protected. Okay, so in this package, I create a new class that is the I will create it like the L12A. This is the class of the L12A is a public here, L12A. Okay, and in this class, it has like the parameter that is public. Sorry. I will use the same way as in my cost view and in the slide, so you will get the idea easier. And if you want the reference, you can go to my cost view and just use the slide in the last chapter. Okay. This one. I'll use the same concept here. L12, L12A, L12B, and L12C. And guys, this one is the class diagram. L12A has the int and double int x and double d, and you have the double f here. This is a method. Okay, guys, I will show you. This is a class L12A that has a public int x, public double d, and public double f. Okay, public int x and public double d and public double f that return x times d here. This is L12A, and I'll create the new class that is the L12B. L12B that extend L12A. Okay, so if L12B extends L12A, it means that L12B get everything from A. Okay, so I will create the demo that call both classes. That is the inheritance demo. L12 demo is much better. Okay, L12 demo here. Okay, so I'll have L12A is now new L12A. Okay, and L12B is B, new L12B. So guys, I used the Eclipse today is because I will show you that it can help you to access the attributes or the methods in the class. It's much easier. For example, in A, can you remember? We have, guys, we have X, we have D and F, right? So, Oh, sorry. Okay. So you have a x is 5, a dot d is 10.0, and system dot out dot print line a dot f. That's all. And you can see that once you when you finish, just run it and you get the result of x times d here. Okay, so because b inherit from a, so you can do the same thing, but this time x of b is 6 and d of b is 100. So b dot f, that's all. So you can see that b, we didn't declare anything with in L12B, right? So you can see that in L12B it inherit everything from A. Okay, so now I'll show you something that is different from the slide. For example, if I set it like private x and d, and I'll provide the constructor public L12A, and you get x, you get d, and you set this dot x is x and this dot d is d, because now you won't let anyone to set value of x and d by itself. So now once L12A has the constructor like this, so for L12B you have to create your own constructor also, because you have to set, if you want to use L12B you have to set it like you have to set both values also, right? So you have int x and double d, but this term but this term this time you have to you have to set both values, but L12A already provide you this method. How can you call this method? We can use the keyword like super x and d. Super means the method of the method of the superclass. So because L12B extends from L12A, so you must create the thing like super. The super one will call this method. We call the constructor of the subclass. Okay. So once you finish it, now you must provide a parameter here and 6 and 100. Okay. Okay, that's all. And once you run it, okay, now it's work. But because you set it like to be the private one, so you cannot access X and D anymore, right? Can you see? Because you set it like the private one. And this one will, this one is L12 demo, which is another class. So it's okay that the other class cannot call L or cannot call a.x or a.d because x and d are the private one. But can you see here in L12b that extends from L12a? I will show you that here. Uh, you don't. I will, for example, I will create another one. Show info, for example, void. Now, guys, if you call it x system.out.println x, now you will see that x is error 1, right? Because x, I will show both system.out.println and d. I'll show both variables. You see that there are both of them are errors because x and d, you don't have x and d yet, right? But in Eclipse, it will show you that. Here, the error is change visibility of x to be protected. Why? Why? Because in L12a, x and d are the private one. So if it is private, it means that it cannot be accessed from other classes. So even L12b, although L12b extends from L12a, L12b cannot access. In L12b, you cannot access X and D also. But guys, if I change it to public for both X and D, now in L12b, can you see? We can access X and D of L12a because both are public. Now you can understand, you can get the concept now, right? If in the subclass, if you set it to be private, set the variable, set the method to be private, in the subclass, like in this case, L12b is a subclass of L12a, and in L12b, it cannot call the private one. Okay, so I'll show you this side here. So the best way is you want to set it to be private. Okay, and now in Outlook you cannot. But guys, what the Eclipse suggests you, it asks you to change the visibility of X to be protected. What is protected? Protected is the concept that is look like a private and public one. It will protect it from other classes, but from the subclass you can access. L12b is a subclass of L12a, and X and D are protected. So L12b can use X and D. Okay. Okay, so L12a is now it has the protected one. Okay, but the different, now we have three words. Public. Public mean other classes can call. The private one, other class cannot call. Even the one that extend or the subclass of the superclass. The subclass cannot call the private of the superclass, cannot access the private of the superclass. If you want to access the private, or if you want to allow the subclass to access the variable or the method in the superclass, you must set it to be protected. Okay, so the subclass can call, can access, and the other class cannot. But in Java, because you are the ICE student, again, so I will talk about more concept here. Okay, it will have the like this, the public and the private concept. Can you see? For the public one, the current class can access, the subclass can access, and other can access. For the private one, the last one here, the current class can access, the subclass cannot, other cannot. But if you want the subclass to be able to access, you must set it to be protected. Okay, and the other class cannot now. Okay, so now it's an option. After this is an option. Okay, can you remember? We have L12A that has the, two attributes that protected. L12 we can access also. Can you see like this? Okay, okay. So for the F is a public one, so you can access. Okay, but how about A dot X? It's still, can you see? This is an option. L12 demo is the other class, but it can access X and D of A and B. That is protected, right? Actually, it shouldn't be, but this is the reason why I use the Eclipse and package here. The protected can be the variable in the protected one can be accessed from the other class in the same package. Okay, so now you can see that in L12A and L12B, in L12A you have the public, the protected X and D, and L12B you don't have any new variable here. So guys, I'll show you if you want to access from other class like this. This one is in the other package. Can you see? This is a normal package, and the one that we wrote is in the public, private, and protected package. Okay, so now if you want to use L12A here, new L12A, guys, this time, because L12A is in different package, you must import. You must import from other package. Like this, you have to import public, private, protected demo L12A. So now you can use A. System.out.println uh, a dot f. Okay, because f is public, like, right? Can you remember? X is public. So now you can see that we can get 50. That is the result of f once you provide x and d for L12A. Guys, next. Can you remember that in uh, in L12 demo you can access x and d, right? Let's check this time if can you access x dot a dot x and a dot b this time. Now you cannot access it anymore, right? This is the protected one. In the L12 demo, you can access both X and D, even it's different class because it's protected in the same package. But if you are using it in the different package, it is already protected. So guys, this one is different of the public and private and the protected one. So I hope that you get the idea. How can we use the protected one? Okay, so in the next video clip, I will show you about the keyword super and the the order of the constructor calling. Okay, let's see you in the next video clip.